How many know that the battlefield of evangelism is not limited to the media, nor to the radio waves or the TV waves? How many know that the mission field, the outreach, the commandment to go ye into all the world is not fulfilled exclusively by door to door, by TBN or the Word Network, or even by your church? But the battlefield, even the mission field, the bulk of the battle is won and lost by you. By you. That's right. There's a part that you have to play on the 7 mountains of influence. That's right. The 7 mountains of influence. The 7 mountains of influence are the gateways into our culture. They're the spheres of influence that shape our culture. And those mountains, those gateways, those spheres of influence are business or the marketplace or your jobs, government, education, the education system, the media, the arts, whether the fine arts or the performing arts. They're the family, they're the church or religion. See, these are the gateways into our culture. These are the gateways that shape our culture. And this is where the battle is being joined. This is where the fighting, the real fighting is done. It's the battle for the culture. It's the battle for the culture, because the way into the culture is through one of these gates, entertainment. How many know that the hip-hop community, how many know that the education community all have influences and shape the culture, the thinking of the culture? It creates the peer grouping, the peer pressure of the culture, the flow of the culture. And so evangelism is not intended to be door by door over the television waves and the radio waves exclusively, but it's on your job. It's in your vocation. It's on the job site. It's in the classroom, in your schools. It's in the music. It's in the media. And so, child of God, you have to find your place on the battlefield and fight this fight. For surely the gates of hell has prevailed for lack of fight on our part. God has called you to fight. He has called you to take your place on one of the 7 mountains of influence, on one of the spheres, because this fight is the fight. God is reconciling the world unto himself, and he doesn't do it exclusively from the gate of religion or the gate of the church. He does it through each of the gate. He desires mastery of each of the gates. He's wanting to reconcile the world to himself, not limited to just the church gate, but every other gate involved. It is possible. Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego show us as much. In evil Babylon, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego inverted the Babylonian system so that the king Nebuchadnezzar said that anyone speak against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, may he and his family be destroyed and his house be made a dunghill, a place where people, a porta potty where people go use the bathroom. You see, God wants to change the influence. He wants to reach into the culture through one of these gates. And alas, each of you are encamped or at work in one of these gates. But God wants you to know, wherever you're working, to treat your job as a battlefield, as a mission field, because that is your gate.